this one up. Georgia likely to kick it deep to get things started. The returner's going to try to see what he can get. He's out of bounds at his own 15-yard line, looking for running room and couldn't find much on that return. So South Carolina's offense will get first crack at it today. Blowouts in rivalry games can be the result of a number of factors. Sometimes teams start pressing. Sometimes it just gets away. Sometimes they didn't have the right mindset. The last time they got together, lopsided. What happens this time, David?
But either way, last time affects this time because all you've heard about is we weren't even competitive. This is a rivalry game, a big-time game. We didn't show up. We dishonored our previous teams and squads, and we've got to do better. That's all they've heard coming into this game, though.
Yeah, David, I think that was the story the last time these teams played. One team handled the emotion of the game better than the other team. You've got to be able to play within yourself and play one snap at a time. That last game got away from the losing team. I don't expect that to happen today.
See if they at the 50. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3. Trying to make life miserable for these guys. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Quickly complete. They run him out of bounds. He gets him to the 47.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick 6. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
Here comes the heat. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
And nobody able to handle that punt, and they'll let it bounce and roll out of bounds. The Bulldogs offense will take the field for the first time. Typically, you don't think of an offense built around its tight end, but they got no production from there last week. They'll need that to improve in this one, David.
Yeah, he's a chain mover. He's a red zone threat. That big old body, man, he's a matchup problem. So they definitely need to find a way to make sure that they're feeding the big fella, that they're using him in different ways. And listen, balance on offense is good. Still use the receivers, but Jesse, they can't forget about that.
No, and I don't think you have to all of a sudden panic and all of a sudden reinvent your playbook offensively. You just got to execute better, and you've got to give him more opportunities. I think that was one of the biggest problems their last game out. They just didn't throw it his way enough. That has to change today. He should be targeted really early in this game.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Grabbed over the middle. It's Tracy. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. Georgia lining up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Fair catch it. At the 24, and that's where they'll start this drive. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Under fire. Get it out on the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab. The Gamecocks will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Takes it on the return. And the punt team able to swing him to the ground. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, this defense is setting the tone early. 3 and out on the first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, they get a TFL. They are sending a very clear and distinct message to this offense. They are going to set the tone of this game.
In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
Almost had a lot going on there, but he'll go out of bounds at the 36. Georgia going back to work with another first down. Looking downfield on first down. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
Yeah, and the QB never wants to miss inside on an out route, right? You got to throw it to the sidelines. Don't let anybody undercut that. Go make a big play. And he did. He put it outside, put it on the money. I think the receiver needs to do a little better job. They got to secure that catch. He was open enough to make that play.
Now facing a 3rd and long.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
And a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
The Bulldogs will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Offense trying to pay it off on 2nd and goal. Wants to go up top. Looking to the end zone. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
They got 0 push up front, and they stopped him in the backfield. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. It's good. He's going to hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. They were able to get a field goal on the board, and now they'll kick it away. On the move from inside his 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. This offense has been stagnant so far. 1-2-3 kick the last time they had the ball, and this time really needing to get a score. Unloads quickly. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing the wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
That is a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess. Please. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
This young man is never going to forget his first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
They'll try the left side. tackle that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. We've reached the break, and Georgia is on top. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary.
I replayed the interception expecting to hear what? Nothing. Yeah, because I'm listening to a podcast. I did scream, but I was on mute because I didn't think anyone would be here. You know? So. Oh, what a toss. Of course. Hey, thanks for lurking, dude. How's Destin's weather right now? We got fucking hammered this morning with bad weather. Oh, yeah, I know. It's going to be an interesting one. He could. He's a beast. Okay, right now. Y'all supposed to have go. Dude, it's supposed to rain for the next 8 days or some crazy shit. God damn it. Yeah. The South Carolina defense is pretty good, dude. This coach has done a good job building that team. Fuck you, bitch. Come on. Oh. Damn it.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense. There's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield. And he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the first.
They're dealing with a second and long. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on third down. They go right back to him. He's not going to make it. What a job.
Man, this defense is good. There he is, number 97. The GOAT. The fucking GOAT.
Because, like, you know, the Gamecocks will line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines. Not his best work.
Fuck off. Yeah. Because I knew. I was too smart for my own goddamn good. Right? And then I got to this place where the pain became so unbearable. I was able to look back and recognize that, like, every common denominator is my problem is me.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They put up a couple of field goals so far, but now looking for a way to take a drive all the way to the end zone.
Go, boy.
The Dogs come to the line.
Damn, dude.
But the flag flies, and I think this is going to be pass interference.
Hey, finally.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught.
The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. Looking to throw on first down. The throw to the outside is complete.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
And the Bulldogs with a second and short to keep this drive moving.
Go, boy. Go, boy.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David is tackled down close to the goal.
Yeah, this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially when
Touchdown. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me hear it.
touchdown. I love this offense's response to what happened a week ago. Listen, we're 0-1, so be it. Let's put the foot on the gas. Let's move forward, get better, and they have in game 2 so far.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
And listen, Scott, finally a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Texas stopped a mud hole en route to a double-digit win, and they did it outside of Austin city limits. That speaks to the way this coach has galvanized this team and the direction this program is headed. Always interesting to see ranked teams collide, and today was no different. The agony and ecstasy of college football, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. It sounds like they had a good one there. From the gun, running back. And once more. Brought down at the 25 after he picked up 10.
All right, defense, that's what we can't do. We can't give up this many chunk yards on the ground. Got to commit more guys to the line of scrimmage. Got to get those running backs on the ground. That's way too easy.
Wants to go up top on first down. Quick completion on the out. Few things on offense as reliable as a tough power back as he plows his way ahead to the 33. And the Gamecocks can really attack on this second and short. Quarterback on the key.
Oh, come on.
Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover. I don't know that there's anything more demoralizing to an offense than the fumble. I know the defense makes plays, but sometimes they just seem so unnecessary.
I think the offensive coordinator now has some decisions to have to make. Oftentimes, Reese, they see running backs fumble, they get benched. So this offense, they're not going to bench this guy because of his talent. But how many more times do you trust him to carry the football?
Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Give to the running back. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. They'll throw on third and short. Flips it out to the back. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that third down. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. So this field goal unit has been getting the job done. They've already made a couple here today. And the kicker delivers the 3-ball to finish off the drive. And they'll push that lead out a little further. So the kickoff team is out there ready to put it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They coughed it up on that last drive, but the defense really bailed them out, holding him to a field goal, Jesse.
Yeah, and I think the offense kind of got away from their identity a little bit on that last drive, David. They got to kind of get back to doing what they do.
Pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. It's no surprise at all to find the Georgia defensive lineman wreaking havoc in the backfield.
Find those big, physical, aggressive dudes that can be physical enough pin your ears back and go get quarterbacks. Georgia does that and finds those guys really, really often.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Finds a tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. IndyCar tempo as they hit for the line for this third down play. Clock running. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And the deep shot is complete inside the 35-yard line. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. Starting to get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Rivera. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still the lower ground cover to pick up the first. The Gamecocks can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Grabbed in the middle, it's Jensen. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
You complete some of these hitch throws early, you're setting up the hitch and go. Later on, you can pump fake that, and then the receiver can pirouette right up the sideline. That might be a home run play for the offense.
Makes the grab on the left. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Operating in the red zone here on second down. He'll pull it on the read. Touchdown, South Carolina!
And I'm not going to say that was a must score, but that was a must score. And this offense delivers right before the half. Everything's starting to pick up. Hopefully now you build some momentum. You cut it to a 2-score game. You got to build on this momentum in the second half.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the... Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. He leaves it with the back. Good, solid, determined run there. They'll mark him down at the 27. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Man, great energy in that building. There always is when these two get together. And a fun first half between these rivals. And yes, football is a game of inches, but man, is that really the case when you consider the length of some of these possessions. Look, I'm not an analytics guy, but I do know this. The team that sustains drives and just moves the sticks might be the team that comes out on top today. That said, let's get back to the field and our guys in the booth to see who comes out on top of this rivalry contest.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. And the Gamecocks will kick it away to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him, so I expect more of the same here in the second half.
You know, the defense doesn't have an answer for this slot guy right now. They may want to think about bracketing him, having a defender play to the outside and to the inside. Probably some sort of zone coverage where you're trying to get two bodies, forcing the quarterback to have to...
Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
Well, in a short yardage situation, they pull off an explosive play. And how about the blocking up front? Everybody getting a big-time push.
Yeah, and those third and shorts, defense plays aggressive, loads the box. One guy misses, and it ends up being a big game. Nice play by this offense.
Benjamin stride to the 10. A huge jump play as he gets it all the way down to the 11.
It's a nice play call there. You've got two-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Trying to turn the corner on the left. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
The best offenses are the ones that can run the football in the red zone when the defense knows it's coming. It's hard to throw the ball down in this area of the field. They go with the toss play, and they pick up a big gain.
They go to the ground. And they catch it in for a score. Touchdown, Georgia. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way.
And I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back. These guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
He'll bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Trailing now by 17, David. This is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17, it's not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points and our defense hasn't played great. I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go, but you do get the feeling this is the time of game where, you know, it could get bad. If you don't score and all of a sudden they get the ball back, they take it down the field and put some points up, this thing might be over. So absolutely, this quarterback, he wants to drive this offense down the field and at least put something on it.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They can really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to throw deep. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse? Turning it on! Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Man, that was a good run, but it was almost even better. Great job by the offense. Keep the running game going. You get big chunks like this. Not only was that a big chunk, it also looked like it could have gone for more.
Goes to the option. He'll toss it. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. Just a little bit too much juice on that one as the freshman was taking a shot.
That's a ball that this offense should be able to complete. They had the coverage they wanted. Receiver ran on the route. Just an inaccurate throw by the quarterback.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Couldn't quite haul it in. They almost had their first pick here late in the game. So they're going to send out the field goal unit to try a long one. And that might be the edge of his range, but he had just enough. And that will extend their lead even further.
How about it? 50-plus, no problem. Big leg, nice accuracy. That's a big-time kick for this young man.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Reads it, fires complete. And what moves this guy has. The jukes, the wiggles, the squirts just went right past him and picked up the first down. They'll snap this one from the 30 on 1st and 10. from the gun to give, looking for room. Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm.
Breaks into the open. He has the first and still on his feet. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Gamecocks have it with a 1st and 10. Hand off from the shotgun. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be 3rd down. 4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a 5th. Got his man in the middle. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage. The Gamecocks will bring the punt team onto the field. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Let's see what he can do with it. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
Catch in the middle. It's Tracy. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Here's this offense with air on 1st down. Gets it to him on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. Trying play action. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Another incompletion on 3rd down. Georgia sends out the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Decent field position to start this drive from their own 33. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. And they are starting to pull away as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Let's take a look at how we got here. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. So we open the final period with a 3rd down play. The RPO, it's complete. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. And the Gamecocks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Looking to fire. Quickly to the tight end. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. wants to pass. Fires to the big fella. They don't get nearly enough on third down, fourth down coming from the 48.
It's always interesting how people handle late game. Like, you know this game is over. There's not a lot to gain from it, but some people try to throw the ball deep and continue to make plays. They throw it short. The clock
going for it all. These guys go in the back of the end zone. He's a little too far out of the back. It's incomplete. He can't quite hook up trying to make a completion in the back corner of the end zone. He'll start this drive firing. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
And that's a really good job by this defense. Complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Snags it over the middle. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. The Bulldogs come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Throws to the wideout. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Dang, that's unfortunate. I wish I could say I've never seen that before, but I've seen Reese run routes. You know, when you go to all these different stadiums and call these games, we go on the field and do a spin session before the game. That looked just like Reese Davis.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does in this next one.
They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. This Georgia offense moving quickly down the field. They'll keep it on the ground. He's dragged down at the 12 as they try to cash in on this red zone opportunity. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Touchdown, Dogs! And the beatdown has ensued.
And how about this offense? Another scoring drive. Great job. They seem to be in a much better rhythm than they were a week ago. They're 0-1, lost week 1. They could have gotten out on themselves. I like the way they bounced back. Now they're going to be 1-1 with this performance.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
One of the biggest reasons today why this offense is losing in the game is they haven't been able to get it going throwing the football. This guy still has not thrown a touchdown pass. They thought coming into this game they were going to have tons of success throwing it. But you got to give the defense credit. They watched the film. They've been mixing up their looks defensively, trying to confuse this quarterback. And again, on that last deep shot, it falls incomplete.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Looking to the big tight end. He's missed 3 in a row now with that last incompletion. The Gamecocks will punt this one away. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they wanted. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So on this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
And they'll bring him down after a short pickup.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You probably just do.
There he goes. He gets it past the first down marker, and a really nice job to set up that screen and move the sticks.
This guy's looking real sharp this week. Listen, QBs hate throwing picks. He only threw one last week, but that really ate him up all week long in practice. He wanted to come out here, put his best foot forward. He's done just that.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get it done.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
Fires one high and deep. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. Georgia lining up to punt it away. And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. And the Gamecocks in a good spot here with second and short. Keeping it on the ground with the single back. And he has had a long day at the office, not to mention the backfield, as the defense has been all over him. Quick release on the RPO. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line. The Gamecocks will snap it on 1st and 10. Makes the grab. It's Jensen. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. And the Gamecocks with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Rivera. And they'll spot it at the 45. That's good enough for a 1st down. The Gamecocks pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Wants to throw on 1st down. Quickly complete. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. Good, solid pickup on that play. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Just a short pass to the tight end. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. And the Gamecocks kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Off-play action on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Using the quick game. And they pick up just a few on that completion. They're trying to eat up some clock here. 9th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 6. Fires to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. He's brought down the one. A play for this offense, and they'll have it at the 12.
Yes, sir. Fuck South Carolina.
We see every year. Home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiled.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game. And I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win for days and days to come.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us.